How do you communicate your feelings to your wife without her feeling attacked or shutting down? After 7 years in a committed and fulfilling relationship, I've had to face this question thousands of times. In this video, I want to show you 3 keys that can completely change how your wife experiences your words. And we're gonna walk through them with the story of John and Sarah. It's Thursday night, 8:15 p.m. You can hear the dishwasher humming. The kitchen has a faint smell of dish soap. Sarah is wiping down the counter mindlessly. It is one of those moments where you are on autopilot. It has been a long day for her. She hasn't even had a chance to get out of her work clothes. At this point, John walks in, clenching his phone. Something has been bothering him. He has been reviewing their finances and something feels off. He is running numbers in his head like a calculator having a panic attack. Finally, he sees something he doesn't recognize, a $600 Amazon charge. Without taking a breath, John snaps. You spent $600 on Amazon? Are you serious? Sarah stops mid-wipe. Her shoulders freeze. Not because she did something wrong, but because she has no energy to engage in an intense conversation. Without looking up, she says, It's the car seat and the dresser for the baby's room, in a tone that is almost begging for him to understand. She tries to keep her calm, but the question really stings. John walks over to the counter, still clutching the phone. He's not yelling now, but his whole body is tense and he's clearly unable to hold it together. He yells out, We said no big purchases. You just went ahead and did it anyway. There is silence for a second. John is trying to measure how far he has taken this. Finally, Sarah breaks the silence. No, you said it. You made the plan. You never asked what I thought. John and Sarah are now just staring at each other. Sarah looks away, trying to hold it together. John knows he has hurt her, but feels like he had no other choice. Let's pause here. What did you notice? Did you feel Sarah's walls going up? Why? Because John himself is in such a heightened emotion that Sarah's instinct is to defend herself. John does not seem to have given any thought to what has been happening on Sarah's end. His emotion has taken over him. His emotion has taken over him to such an extent that he is blind to the other side. Unfortunately, isn't this what we all do? Get upset, think about how hurt we are, and lash out? In reality, John was seeking comfort, but his approach only ended up creating intense conflict. So the next time you bring something up, make sure you are calm and collected. This is the first key. If you are not centered in a situation like this, you are asking for things to go wrong. Second, if you notice, John barely gave himself a moment to absorb the situation. His heightened emotions directly led him to a conclusion. One of the worst things you can do in a situation like this is jump to conclusions. Always give them the benefit of the doubt. Had John taken a moment to check in with Sarah, the conversation could have been very different. So here is the second key: curiosity. It will help you avoid accusing your wife. It will give you the space to understand what is going on. Maybe there is something you don't know. Maybe there has been something going on in her end. You just don't know what's happening. Finally, in John's mind, Sarah is not following what they agreed on. He feels like it's Sarah's fault that this situation even exists. The blame is on her. She should have done better. Now just imagine if John decided to approach it something like this. Hey Sarah, I know you've had a very long day. I probably am asking too much of you. Can I get your help on something though? If she were to say yes, she will be way more open to the conversation. Then John could have easily brought up the expense, saying something like, I noticed a weird transaction on our account. Did you buy anything for $600? Sarah would more likely feel respected. It would have given John an opportunity to collaborate with her like this. Looks like the plan we set in place isn't working. Could you help me understand if I miss something? If you notice the question, it is an invitation to work together towards the same goal. How different would Sarah feel? It's not you versus her. It is always you guys together against the problem. You're going to be much stronger as a team if you approach it that way. So, here is the third key: working together. Focus on solving the problem as a team. If you focus on whose fault it is rather than finding a solution together, your wife will always feel attacked. So, if you want to have conversations where your wife doesn't feel attacked, here is a recap of the three keys. First, get centered before you bring up a heated topic. Second, be curious enough to understand her perspective. Finally, make sure you focus on working together rather than blaming. If you do these three things, you'll start having conversations that heal rather than hurt her. By the way, if you want more tools proven to help husbands communicate with their wives without actually attacking them, I've created a free guide that you can grab from the description below. See you in the next one.